More than 32,000 people have been displaced in the last 2 days following heavy rains that have caused flooding in Kisumu County. The raging floods have caused massive disruption to the lives of people in several counties, including West Pokot, Elgeyo, Marakwet, and Tana River and Baringo counties, as well as Siaya. Besides causing extensive damage to property and infrastructure, this has increased the vulnerability of the affected, especially at this time of COVID-19 pandemic. Now, to cushion the affected families, the government has distributed relief food and non-food items to the 20 affected counties.
The floodwaters continue to weave a trail of destruction and despair across the country. Transport along the Kaberneti-10 road was paralyzed for hours after a heavy downpour. The Kaptimbor Bridge collapsed, leaving motorists stranded. Residents heading home waded in the pools of water, oblivious to the danger.
Wale watu wanafuga kupeleka chakula sasa wamekwama. Hii maji inakwamisha kila mtu.
Sio kama wangeweka daraja kwa kubwa ndio maji ingie chini ndio watu wapite, sababu unaona saa hizi wakati huu mbaya wa corona kila mtu anachunga saa.
And in Kisumu County, over 6,500 households have been displaced, translating to about 32,000 people in the past 2 days. The flood has covered vast areas of Nyando, parts of Muhoroni, lower parts of Nyakach, parts of Kisumu East around Nyalenda, parts of Seme and parts of Kisumu Central, especially along the lake shores. A statement released from the Office of the Governor of Kisumu, Professor Nyang' Nyong'o, reads in part, and I quote, "The raging floods have caused massive disruption to the lives of our people, causing extensive damage to property and infrastructure and increasing our vulnerability, especially at this time that we are dealing with the prevention of the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic."
From this year's experience, with COVID and flooding at the same time, we shall respond during the economic recovery period following COVID.
Approximately 80 acres of maize, beans and other crops have been destroyed in Muhoroni alone. River Nyando broke its banks on Tuesday, adding to the massive flooding in the area. Professor Nyong'o now calling for urgent support from the national government and well-wishers.
The flooding along the Nyando Basin cannot be controlled effectively until and unless we build the Koru Soin multipurpose dam.
Meanwhile, to cushion displaced families in the 20 affected counties, namely West Pokot, Elgeyo Marakwet, Kilifi, Tana River, Kisumu, Isiolo, Samburu, Garissa, Wajir, Marsabit, Busia, Kericho, Homa Bay, Baringo, Siaya and Trans Nzoia. The Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Devolution, released from the National Cereals and Produce Board over 40,000 bags of 25 kilos of rice, fortified feeds, vegetable oil cartons and non-food items to be distributed to each sub-county affected by floods.
But we'll urge people who are close to the lake to please move. Those who are living close to River Tana, we're expecting that as the waters rise of the River Tana, it's likely to break its banks. We are urging them to please move to higher ground.
The national government is also working with the affected county governments to develop additional strategies to mitigate risks. Dorcas Wangira, Citizen TV, Nairobi.